What's up, guys? I'm Connor. This is Lifting and Drifting, and we're shooting a video today because I've gotten asked a lot of times by different friends and acquaintances how I was able to put on as much muscle and get as lean as I did in such a short time. So we're gonna make a little YouTube video, and I'm gonna try and convey the info as well as I can. Right now we're headed to DMV Iron. I'm gonna get a quick chest pump in. I'm gonna try and show you a normal chest day for me, and then we'll come back and I'm gonna show you guys one of my staple meals for my diet. You can kind of tweak it to whether you're bulking or cutting, just whether you throw in the extra carbs or not. For my routine, there was really 4 major things that I was focusing on, and that was sleep, cardio, lifting, and diet. You really got to focus on getting good sleep, getting like 8 hours of sleep every night, getting cardio in every day. You can start with like 15 minutes a day and like slowly ramp it up from there. And like when I got to the peak of my cut, I was doing like between an hour and a half and 2 hours of cardio every day. So it got pretty crazy, but that's if you want to get below like 10% body fat. And then as far as diet goes, depending on whether you're cutting or bulking, limit your carb intake. Definitely don't eat fast food. Try and like only eat whole foods. And the last thing that you really got to focus on is obviously your lifting. If you're not going into your lifts with intensity and you're not like in the zone and you're not trying to push yourself, you're not going to see the results. So we're here at DMV Iron now, and I'm going to give you an idea of what a normal chest day looks like for me. All right, I just threw my pre-workout in. We're about to go hit like 15 minutes on the cardio bike to warm up, and then we're gonna start warming up the muscles for chest day. All right, how we doing? So usually do like 15-minute warm up on the cardio bike just to get the blood flowing, and then I'll start warming up the muscles. I like doing 20 to 30 after the workout just to get the cardio in.
No escape. I'm my own worst enemy. I've given up. I'm sick of feeling. Is there nothing you can say? Take this all away. I'm suffocating. Tell me what the fuck is wrong with me. Don't know what to take. Thought I was focused, but I'm scared. I'm not prepared. I hyperventilate, looking for help somehow, somewhere, and no one cares. I'm my own worst enemy. I've given up. I'm sick of feeling. Is there nothing you can say? Take this all away. I'm suffocating. Tell me what the fuck is wrong with me.
This is as close as I could get to muscular failure.
It's the only thing that slowly stops the ache, but it's made of all the things I have to take. Jesus never lands, it works its way inside. If the pain goes on, I've waited as my time's elapsed. Now all I do is live with so much fate. I've wished for this, I've bitched at that. I've left behind this little fact: you cannot kill what you...
All right, so y'all just saw me almost kill myself under 200-pound dumbbells. We're gonna move on from the heavy pressing to a couple lower weight pressing motions, and then we'll do some stretching exercises like some flies or some
because you left me no choice. push my fingers into my eyes. It's the only thing that slowly stops me. If the pain goes on, I'm not gonna make it. Put me back together, or separate the skin from bone. Leave me all the pieces, then you can leave me alone. Tell me the reality is better than the dream, but I found out the hard way. Nothing is what it seems. I push my fingers into my eyes. It's the only thing that slowly stops me. But it's made of all the things I have.
So the gym is empty enough right now where I'm not going to be an asshole if I pull a bench over to the adjustable cable machine. But this is one of my favorite like stretching, squeezing chest exercises. And it's got like a bunch of adjustments, so you can really hit like lower, middle, and upper chest with it. And it's comfortable, you know, supported, so you're stationary.
All I've got is insane. 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 I push my fingers into my eyes. It's the only thing that slowly stops me. But it's made of all the things I have to take. Jesus, it never ends. It works its way inside. If the pain goes on, I'm not gonna make it. All I've got is insane. 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 Warm yourself by the fire, son, and the morning will come soon. I'll tell you stories of a better time in a place that we once knew. Before we packed our bags and left all this behind us in the dust, we had a place that we could call home in a life no one could touch. Don't hold me up now, I can stand my own ground. I don't need your help now, you won't let me down, down, down. Don't hold me up now, I can stand my own ground. I don't need your help now, you won't let me down, 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 down. We are the angry and the desperate, the hungry and the cold. We are the ones who kept quiet and always did what we were told. Oh, we've been sweating while you slept, so calm in the safety of your home.
All right, so I'm gonna hit one more lighter weight pressing machine, and we'll probably call it a day. But this one's really nice because you start wide, and it converges to the center, so it really works like your inner portion of your chest.
Down, 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 don't hold me up now, I can stand my own ground. I don't need your help now, you won't let me down, down, down. So open your eyes, child, let's be on our way. Broken windows and ashes are guiding the way. Keep quiet, no longer we'll sing through the day of the lives that we've lost and the lives
that was our chest day. We're gonna head back to the crib and I'm gonna show you one of my staple post-workout meals. High protein. I'll catch you back at the house. All right, we're back at the crib. Staple meal for cutting and bulking is the meat bucket. And it's basically just ground beef, eggs, and cheese, cottage cheese. And if you're on a bulk, you throw like maybe 150, 200 grams of rice. If you're on a cut and you still want to get a little bit of carbs in, I would do sweet potatoes, which I'm trying to put on some weight, put on some size. So one thing that I've been trying to do is I'll try and get some of my carbs from grains and some of my carbs from like starches like potatoes or sweet potatoes, which sweet potatoes are one of the best sources of carbs if you're on a cut, super good. So I'm gonna do 150 grams of uncooked rice. Wash your rice. Throw your rice in the rice cooker or in a pot if you don't got a rice cooker. Get that going. I'm gonna throw a sweet potato in the air fryer. If you don't have an air fryer, you can also just boil the sweet potatoes.
You don't meal prep?
I'll cook like 1 day in advance or 2 days in advance. I don't really like eating food that's like 4 days old. You want to meal prep all the more too. I don't think it's a bad thing. The people who can make food for like 5 days in a row, definitely saving you a lot of time and effort. But for me, I'm not a huge fan of eating food that's like 5 days old. But yeah, this is usually good for like 2 or 3 days. And yeah, for my sweet potatoes, I usually literally just do salt and a little bit of garlic and some cinnamon on them. Do them however you want. Good source of carbs, low on the glycemic index. Grab a little mixing bowl, and I usually throw a little olive oil on there, get them all coated. Garlic salt. And then this is just a little salt, pepper, garlic, some cinnamon. Give them joints a toss. And for one sweet potato, I'll usually do 390 in the air fryer for 10 minutes. 3.5 peas of that 85-15. If you can get 90 or better, get that, but this is literally all Giant had, so. Got onions.
You're gonna make that whole thing?
Yeah. If you're on a cut, broccoli is kind of like a cheat code. You can do it the same way that I do sweet potatoes, just a little bit of olive oil, garlic, salt, pepper, 8 minutes at 330 in the air fryer. It's nice. Super low calorie, super filling. All right, I'm gonna turn the oven on to like just some light heat. Let that shit heat up a little bit. Usually do 1 onion. You could probably do 2 onions for 3.5 pounds, but at least 1 onion for 3.5 pounds.
How much did all this stuff cost?
It was like 26 for the 3.5 pounds, and each onion's only like $1 or something like that. I'm sure people have come up with better things, but this is what worked for me, and I literally would eat this like 4 days out of the week, maybe 5 days out of the week. So I'm gonna throw my beef in. 3.5 pounds going down.
How many calories do you consume?
It's probably like 3,300. So like I've been off my cut for like a month now, and I've kind of just been eating as I please, and my weight is still going up. So I kind of just been waiting for my weight gain to stagnate, and then once it does, I'm gonna start tracking calories and slowly increasing. All right, we're throwing onions in. Get that all mixed up, and oh yeah, cheat code. Get a big ass pot. If you try and do 3.5 pounds in a saucepan or like a skillet, you're gonna make a mess. Like once this shit starts sizzling and popping, there's gonna be oil all over your stove. I usually don't season it until it's got like a little base going, you know, the fats are starting to come out and stuff. At this point, I go take a shower. You can just kind of let this shit cook. I usually get everything going when I come home from the gym. Yeah, I'm gonna go get cleaned up. We'll check in with you in like 10 minutes. All right, we're out of the shower. We're gonna throw garlic in the meat bucket and also get our eggs and cheese out. Usually in a 3.5 pound meat bucket, I'll throw 10 eggs and like half a bag of cheese. A little bit of that diced garlic. Don't be shy. It's not there yet, but wait till your beef is brown, and then you can go and crack like 10 eggs and throw them in there, and your half bag of cheese, and you're pretty much almost done. Depending on what your caloric allowance is, sometimes I'll use cottage cheese to like cool it down. You just throw some cottage cheese in there for some extra protein and relatively low calories. The only downside is your spices get blander, so you kind of gotta throw more spices in if you're not white. Just kidding. All right, our beef is about ready to have the eggs added. We got 10 eggs going down. 2, 4, 5, 7, 10, and I'm making a mess. I usually don't mix them in while they're still like uncooked. If you let them cook separately and then mix it up, it just kind of keeps the consistency of your beef a little bit better, and it doesn't make it look like you're just eating moldy beef. It turns everything white if you mix it in early. So just leave them chilling like that. You let your eggs cook a little bit, and then you can mix them in. In the meantime, throw the sweet potatoes in the air fryer. I preheated it. 390 for 8 or 9 minutes. Once these eggs are good to go, we're gonna throw the seasonings in. So at this point, our rice is about ready. The eggs are cooked. At this point, we'll throw in some garlic salt. It makes the shit taste pretty good, and when you have to eat it like every fucking day, you want it to taste as good as you can. So we're putting some of the steak, some of the all-purpose, got a little papriks, and a little bit of chili powder. But you can literally throw whatever spices you want to throw in. And I usually, after I mix it, I'll let it cook with the top off for a little bit, because I think it kind of lets the oil and the fat reduce a little. All right, last thing we're throwing in the meat bucket is like a half bag of taco cheese. And our sweet potatoes are done. Yeah, and at this point, it's pretty much done. And yeah, so like if you do 3.5 pounds, you want to like, ideally you're getting 2 pounds of beef in every day. That's like the magic number, because that's like 180 grams of protein just off those 2 pounds of beef, and whatever else you're eating throughout the day will just help you reach that protein goal. Not to mention we threw 10 eggs in there. If you're on a cut, don't eat this rice. I'm only eating this because I'm trying to gain some weight. If you're on a cut, just have your one little sweet potato, and that should suffice for your carbs for dinner time. Sometimes I would eat like a pack of oatmeal before, like an hour before I work out, to just get some like quick digesting carbs in, because that's all the energy you're gonna have. And if you're on a pretty heavy cut, it makes a big difference. All right, so hope you kind of got a vibe for how I do my workouts. I know it's kind of hard to convey it over video, but yeah, you just kind of want to go into every workout with like a purpose, intensity, thinking about, okay, I'm here because I want to grow, or I'm here because I want to slim down, or whatever your goal is, but you go into it with that in mind. If you're just getting into this stuff, like I think I said earlier in the video, you want to focus on 4 major things, and it's sleep, cardio, diet, and your lifting. For sleep, for instance, you want to shoot for at least 8 hours. And then obviously the diet is next. I kind of try to show you, this is really like what I rely on for the majority of my meals. Hitting your protein every day, like you usually want to hit 1 gram per pound of body weight. So if you're 200 pounds, you want to get 200 grams of protein a day. In my opinion, like I usually prioritize whole foods as sources of protein and carbs and everything. Like the protein shakes are good, especially if like you're having trouble hitting your protein goal, but like if you can get 200 grams of high quality protein, like red meat, chicken, and so on, like you prioritize the good protein sources. That's, I think, the way you want to approach it. Cardio would be the next focus that I would touch on, and I always say keep your cardio chill. I go and sit on the cardio bike. If there's somebody next to me, I could be talking to them, having a full-on conversation. I'm not running out of breath. I mentioned fasted cardio. The idea is that if your body has nothing to run off of, like you haven't eaten anything in 10 hours, you don't have any glycogen, intramuscular sugar water basically, in your system, your body is going to use fat as fuel so long as you maintain like a chill rate of cardio. For example, like between 90 and like 120 beats per minute. You don't need to go faster than that. And then lastly, like the lifting section of it, which like go into your lifts with intensity, push it to failure, 60-70% of your sets, leave the gym with a pump. I'm not saying that like just because you're pumped you had a good lift, but that's a good indicator. If you feel pumped, you probably did something. And yeah, those are the main 4 things that I focused on for the past like 2 years or so that I've been locked in. I think those are the main things that have helped me accomplish what I've done, which isn't anything insane, but I've gotten asked enough times now that I figure I might as well just make a video, and hopefully this helps some people. If you guys liked it, or if there's anything else that like you guys would like to see, or if you want me to run through my back day or my arm day or whatever, let me know. Leave it in the comments. It's been fun making this video, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.